welcome everyone to the Marr Show. Well, it's the holiday season again, the time of year in which millions of gamers across the globe will be wasting their cold hard cash on all the new titles coming out this fall. This year, most gamers will probably spend up to $700 or even more with the release of the PS4 and Xbox One approaching. And Wii U owners will be looking forward to playing some of the best first-party titles from Nintendo, such as Super Mario 3D World, Zelda Wind Waker HD, Wii Party U, and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Son of a cheesecake is delayed! And while I'll be wasting most of my money on all the new Wii U games coming out, we have to stop and think about the games that didn't get a chance to be released. These are games that just get cancelled for whatever reason, or just because lack of interest in the project, cause development hell is a B-word, words. So today, I'm counting down my top 10 cancelled games that I wish were released. Now this list is going to be a bit varied because there's so many cancelled games out there and I don't know every single one of them. So if I don't have a cancelled game that you want on this list, it's either because A, I haven't heard of that cancelled game yet, or B, I just prefer one game more than another. So, respect my list and don't be a meanie about it. One game per franchise, one game per console, well, I'll be breaking that rule up, will I?
You broke the rules off your top 10 music tracks from video games.
Hey, that was the first attempt!
Number 10!
I'm gonna start this list off with one of the most famous cancelled games out there, Star Fox 2. Now I put this pretty low on the list cause it's somewhat released, but we'll get to that in a bit. As a sequel to the acclaimed SNES game, this was a major jump from the first one, with a more detailed storyline, an upgraded FX chip that allowed better frame rates and more complex polygon shapes, and the gameplay. Holy crap! It makes the first game look awful in comparison. The game introduced a more strategy-based game system. The objective was to destroy all enemy forces present on the map while defending the planet Cornelia. Aside from this strategy-like system, you will also go into all-range battle mode when you attack enemy ships. Your ship can transform into a walking robot on the ground. Got the choice to choose which character you could play as with their own unique abilities. My goodness, it sounded too good to be true for a sequel. However, for one reason or another, it got canned by the man himself, Shigeru Miyamoto. Why? According to one of the programmers, Miyamoto wanted a clean break from the 3D games on the Super Nintendo and the N64. With the next generation of gaming coming into full swing by this point, they wanted to focus on making games for the N64. But despite this, many of Star Fox 2's gameplay will be implemented into Star Fox 64. And this game is available online by using a Super Nintendo emulator. I haven't played it yet, nor do I have an emulator because, well, I just don't. But despite this good news, I still wish that the game had an official release. It was no close to completion anyway, but hey, at least we got it. Thank you, Super Nintendo emulator.
You know, unofficial release games don't count as cancelled, right?
Shut up!
Number 9!
Up next is another somewhat cancelled, but also somewhat released game, Dinosaur Planet. Developed by Rare, this title would have been their swan song to the N64, and was probably their most ambitious game yet. The game was about two siblings, Saber and Crystal, going on a quest to find a wizard who also happened to be their father. Both of them would have their own dinosaur sidekick to help them along their journey, and the game would reuse the Zelda Ocarina of Time game engine, which explains why the game itself acts like Zelda. The Legend of Zelda! Attack of the Furries! Sorry, I'll never do anything like that again, I'm so sorry. The game itself looked massive for the N64, definitely one of the best looking games I've seen, and the game was also going to have cutscenes and voice acting. So why was it cancelled? Once again, blame it on Miyamoto for that one. He mentioned on how Saber looked an awful lot like Fox McCloud, and suggested to put him in the game instead of Saber. And so the game was reworked as everyone's favorite game, Star Fox Adventures. You suck. Now I haven't played Star Fox Adventures yet, so I can't exactly say I like or dislike on it, but I have to say, I think it would have been best if the game was still being made as Dinosaur Planet. Many people seem to dislike how Star Fox Adventures turned out, with Fox being on land instead of space, and melee combat instead of shoot 'em up combat and stuff, so it definitely felt out of place for a series like Star Fox. The setting and characters for Dinosaur Planet, whether it being released on the N64 or the GameCube, would have made a much better title.
Number 8!
One of my favorite games from my childhood was Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. It had awesome graphics at the time, amazing gameplay, a kick-ass soundtrack, and killer yetis that ultimately scarred me as a kid. Memories. Now there are tons of Star Wars games out there, but one game that caught my interest a few months ago was Star Wars 1313, a game that was being worked by LucasArts before the Disney buyout, which led to LucasArts being shut down and a 7th movie being made. Damn you! Damn you, Mouse! Why? Why? I'm actually okay with a 7th, 8th, and 9th movie being made, but why LucasArts? Why did you kill them? The game would have took place in the world of 1313, a subterranean metropolis beneath the surface of Coruscant, however you pronounce it, and the story would have been much darker than previous Star Wars games. The gameplay would have been similar to that of Dead Space and Resident Evil 4, where you take control of a bounty hunter rather than a Jedi. Now Disney did say that the game may be revived through a licensing deal with an outside studio, but until then, it's on this list for something that I wish was released. Oh, and I love this guy from the demo. Badassery at its finest, folks.
Was that really necessary? Nope!
Number 7!
Number 7 is an obscure one, Project Hammer for the Nintendo Wii. Being developed by Nintendo Software Technologies, this game was a beat-em-up title. What was the story about? I don't know. Who are the bad guys? I don't know. Who do you play as? I don't know. Do I know anything? I don't know. But one thing that makes this game fun are the controls. You would swing the Wiimote's control stick around as if you were really swinging a giant hammer. Not only would this make great use of the motion controls on the Wii, but I always wanted to use the Wiimote as a clubbing ram.
A sun job! I did it!
Not to mention, it would have gave the Wii another awesome beat-em-up title. I mean, No More Heroes was a great game, so adding another one would be twice the fun! Even though we don't know much about this game's plot or setting, it looked awesome, and it would have played awesome. Plus, you would look funny while playing it.
Number 6!
I know some people are expecting to see Legends Flee on this list, and I did want this game to be released on the 3DS. I mean, heck, I love Legends, or Mega Man 64, so why not make this sequel? However, this game is not going to be on this list, because another game stole me heart away.
And that game was Maverick Hunter. What's that? You don't know what Maverick Hunter is? Or you're still sad about Mega Man Legends Fleet that you don't know what I'm talking about? Well, I'll tell you, my friends. Picture Mega Man in a more realistic setting, and what's going to be a first-person shooter. Calm down, I know it's stupid. Please don't play it wrong, don't kill me.
Yes, as stupid and even mediocre as that sounds, I really wouldn't mind playing this game. Now, I'm no major FPS fan or anything, but what made me interested in this title was that it was being worked by some of the same people who developed Metroid Prime. Now, if that doesn't sound like a recipe for a good game, then I don't know what is. And despite the change in gameplay formula, like Metroid Prime, it still carried some of the elements that made Mega Man, well, Mega Man. Such as the platforming elements, wall climbing, his battle mechanics will still be there like his X-Buster arm, dash attack, and the ability to use special powers from enemies. And even several characters such as Zero will be in it.
Well, Sally, it got canned. Much like the previous Mega Man games altogether. It's a shame really, because the game looked fun. And it would have been awesome. It would have added another Mega Man IP series whatever to it, and it's a shame really. I would have played it. FPS Mega Man or something, but no. They had to kill that off. It's a shame. On a lighter note, I'm excited to play Mighty Number 9 when it comes out.
Number 5!
Insomniac Games, best known for making the first 3 Spyro games on the PS1, the Ratchet & Clank series, and Fuse and Renaissance, even though I never played those 2 titles. But they almost had another IP, almost being a small keyword, for the PS2. Enter Monster Knight. While we don't have any gameplay footage, nor has there ever been one cause the game never passed through the development stage, we actually have a whole book, or Bible as they call it, about what the gameplay was going to be like as well as the story, the characters, and so forth. Monster Knight was going to be a third-person action-adventure title for the PS2, which would involve close combat as well as environmental navigations, yet interrogates a strong narrative story as well as emotional characters. So imagine Ratchet & Clank without the weapons, explosions, and space travel. And Captain Quark. What makes this game stand out is its concept of catching, utilizing, and growing intelligent monsters for use in certain situations. They can be used as weapons, armor, items, and even transport, with each monster having a specific growth pattern with their own personalities. So basically it was going to be the best game ever made, but was canned because of something PS2 something. I am saddened. Cheer me up, sneezing panda!
Number 4!
Say, remember a while ago I mentioned Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze?
Son of a cheesecake is delayed!
Yeah, that. Well, let's talk about the company behind the game, Retro Studios. Way back in the early GameCube era, they were in development of 4 games, those games being Metroid Prime, some football simulator, some racing game, and number 4, Raven Blade. Like Monster Knight, we don't know a whole lot about the game's plot, setting, or characters, but at least we got some gameplay footage, so that's a plus. And from what we got, it looked pretty good. The reasoning for it being cancelled is pretty obvious, Metroid Prime being that reason. But it's still a shame that the title didn't come out, and I give you 3 reasons as to why it would have been a good thing to release Raven Blade. 1, it would have gave the GameCube another RPG on its belt. Sure, the system did have some RPGs on its wing, but comparing it to the PS2, yeah, it would have been better. 2, it would have gave Nintendo a new IP, and making new IPs is what makes the world go round. And 3, profit! But I do understand why it was cancelled. Metroid is a high-profile series, and at the time the company wasn't a powerhouse as it was today. Even though it would be nice to get another Metroid Prime game, you know, from these guys, instead of Team Ninja. What I'm basically saying is after DKCTP, make MP4. A glorious 180 PhD!
Number 3!
Super Mario 64 2. Enough said. It was a game being made for the N64 disk drive, but was canned because it sucked. It flopped. Luigi was gonna be in it. Yay! Super Mario 64 2. Enough said. Enough said. Enough said!
Number 2!
2 games that I really enjoyed despite not playing them back in my childhood are Banjo Kazooie and Conkers Bad Fur Day. Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie are great platformers with tight controls, amazing level designs, and some of the best music to ever graced my ears. And Conkers Bad Fur Day is video game writing at its finest. Any character big or small leaves a lasting impression on you, and the world is huge and pretty to look at. And it's just so cool! But with that said, where's the sequels? At one point in time, both of these games had sequels being worked on. So was Banjo 3 and Conkers Bad Fur Day. Simple really. Blame Microsoft! Blame them! They are the ones! Blasphemy into them! Oh, I don't know. Someone to blame. I'm gonna go blame on this guy here. Why? I don't know. I need someone to blame. Hopefully one day we'll see a proper Banjo-Kazooie sequel come out soon. I mean, this photo here shows a new Banjo game might be in development already. And Conker? Well, who knows. Now look, Microsoft, okay? Listen, let's talk, man to man. We may have our differences in the past with the 360, but hear me out. If you want to sell your next system well, just make these 2 games. And then you will have another Xbox One owner on your belt. Even though I might be playing my Wii U and PS4 more. Just saying.
Number 1! Whoopee!
And the number 1 cancelled game that I wish was released is Sonic Xtreme. I'm gonna be completely honest here, I don't know why this game made it to number 1 on this list. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Sonic series, and I don't even own a Sega Saturn, but I own a Dreamcast, so that counts. But what made me put this game number 1 on my list is its history. I'm not gonna talk too much about it cause I do have plans on making a video about it in the future, but let's just say the development process it went through, oh my. It wasn't very cheery. Plus, at the time, Mario and Crash were revolutionizing platforming games into the 3rd dimension. And it just makes you think, what would have happened if Sonic Xtreme was released? Would it be a commercial success like those 2 games? Would it help boost sales for the Saturn? How would it hold up today? And how would it affect the Sonic series? But sadly, we may never get to see this game, because it got cancelled. And it's sad. On a brighter note, the new Sonic game looks fun.
And that's all the time we have for today, folks. So I'd like to leave your thoughts on today's top 10, or like to give your personal favorite cancelled games that you wish you would be playing right now, but sadly they got cancelled because of some stupid reason whatsoever. Just comment below. And yeah, this is a very sad list, I have to admit, because I wish I was playing a Super Mario 64 2 or Dinosaur Planet or Monster Hunter with the Shark Sword or Maverick Hunter FPS pew pew pew, but sadly we never will because they got cancelled because you game studios are so mean and cold-hearted to just axe everything now. I mean, just why? 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 Now if you excuse me, I am saddened. Cheer me up, Numa kid!
Hey, thanks for watching this video, and welcome to Video Annotations Time, the part of video where I link to other videos of mine cause why not? Anyway, if you'd like to see the latest Thomas comedy on Duncan's story, I want to special thank Thomas Fan 101 for helping a whole lot with it. Just click that title card there, and it'll take you to the episode. And if you'd like to see some stupid video, which is actually not stupid, it's funny and random, but it makes no sense, just click that image of the tree there. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you would like to watch more Delmar Show episodes and other videos on this channel. Constructive criticism is welcomed, it helps me improve my videos, and who doesn't want to get better making videos? I mean, come on, seriously, that's like neglecting food, and you're hungry, and you save the town, but they're giving you something in return, but you neglect it. What the heck am I talking about? Anyway, bye-bye!